About a month ago, Notre Dame didn't look like much of anything. It looked like the game against USC at the Coliseum was going to be ugly. But now the Fighting Irish have won 5 straight games. And Saturday's matchup between the Fighting Irish and the Trojans is going to be a top 15 showdown. One where Notre Dame could win this game, maybe play themselves into a New Year's Six bowl game, and in the process ruin USC's college football playoff hopes. This, guys, is what rivalries. Fighting Irish have won 4 straight games in this series, but will that come to an end on Saturday? That is what we are here to break down today. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, ready to break down and predict the top 15 showdown between Notre Dame and USC on Saturday. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country for one of the lowest prices in the entire country. Don't believe us? Go check it out. Go look at some of the comments people have left for us, guys. We're reading out over 80% of the national analysts and handicappers. We've been doing that each of the last 4 years. We want you to take advantage of it, make some money, and become a part of our GE Nation. So let's dive into this game, guys. 8-3 Notre Dame, who people had written off months ago, especially after their loss to Marshall. 10-1 USC, fighting for a spot in the college football playoff. If they win out, they're probably in. Easier said than done, though. What's going to happen on Saturday? We take a look at the offense. We'll start with Notre Dame. The offense for Notre Dame was the concern heading into the year. It was a concern early in the year, but it has come to life over the last month or so. Notre Dame has won 5 straight games. The Fighting Irish have scored at least 35 points in each of those 5 games, including a 44-0 shutout win over Boston College last week, where the Fighting Irish had 437 yards, including over 280 on the ground. Drew Pyne has played relatively well in replacement for Tyler Buckner, who was injured earlier in the year. Pyne has thrown for over 1,700 yards, 19 touchdowns, to just 5 interceptions. Michael Mayer, also there as tight end, one of the best tight ends in the country, 711 reception yards, 7 touchdowns. Fighting Irish have 4 players with at least 300 rushing yards, led by Audric Estim, 782 yards and 11 touchdowns on the year. Overall, guys, Notre Dame, 31 points per game, 189.2 passing yards per game, 191.2 rushing yards per game. They want to beat you on the ground, and they're doing that. They want to beat you on the ground, they want to control the time of possession, and they want to win with their defense. That's how they're winning these games. That's how they pulled off the massive upset against Clemson, was the strength of their defense in the ground and pound. Can they do that against USC? Take a look at USC's offense. They're quite the opposite of Notre Dame. USC actually averages 133 yards per game more than Notre Dame. Trojans, 42.9 points per game, over 330 passing yards per game, 182 rushing yards per game. The big difference, clearly, by the numbers and the style, is the passing game. USC has one. Notre Dame doesn't really have much of one, even though Pyne has played relatively well. Caleb Williams has put together a phenomenal season at USC with Lincoln Riley, over 3,400 yards to the air, 33 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. 11 players, guys, have at least 100 reception yards this year at USC, led, of course, by the Pittsburgh transfer in Jordan Addison, 765 yards and 8 touchdowns. Tosh Washington right behind him. Scoring for USC has come easy. It's not hard for them. If you give them the ball, they're probably going to score. They're fast. Obviously, the loss of Travis Dye a while back at running back hurt them, but the passing game can more than make up for that. The passing game is what they want to do. They want to air it out, and they do it extremely well. Can they do it well, though, against this Notre Dame defense that has been the strength of the team pretty much all year long? Notre Dame, guys, is allowing just 20.3 points per game, just 317 total yards per game. That's a pretty dang good number. They're giving up just about 187 through the air, and that's it. But 187 through the air. That's going to be their key. Can they hold USC to that number, or maybe a little bit above? Can they hold them to under 250? Can they hold them to under their average of 330? That's the key. They held Ohio State to 223 passing yards. They held North Carolina to 301 passing yards, which sounds like a lot. They only allowed 66 rushing yards, and Notre Dame beat the Tar Heels by 13 on the road. They held BYU. They held Clemson to 191 passing yards and had 2 interceptions. This Notre Dame defense in the secondary especially is more than capable of shutting down USC in the passing game, but this is arguably the best passing attack that they have seen all year, maybe with the exception of Ohio State all the way back in Week 1. The Fighting Irish do have 33 sacks on the year. They have forced 13 turnovers, 9 of them being interceptions. USC has allowed 20 sacks this year, so getting pressure on Caleb Williams will be the key. If Notre Dame can pressure Caleb Williams, get USC behind the sticks, behind the chains, that could be the key to Notre Dame winning this game. Getting him under pressure, forcing him into bad mistakes, that's how Notre Dame wins. Take a look at USC and their defense, guys. That is their weakness, no doubt about it. That is a major weakness for the Trojans. They're giving up over 26 points per game, giving up 405 yards per game, including over 250 through the air and over 145 on the ground. You look at the numbers, guys. They're winning the games. They're winning the games. Give them credit for that. But you look at the numbers. 45 points and 513 yards to UCLA. 204 of those yards were on the ground. They gave up 35 points and 469 yards to California in a 6-point victory. They gave up 37 points and 543 yards to Arizona in an 8-point victory. They gave up 43 points and 562 yards to Utah in their lone loss of the season. This is a bad defense, guys. This is a bad defense. Yes, they're winning games, but the defense is no good. And decent offenses can exploit that. The question is, can Notre Dame do it? Can Notre Dame do it? Drew Pine is going to have to find a way to air it out in this game. USC could sell out and stop the run. They have struggled against the run. They could sell out and stop it and force Drew Pine to win the game through the air. Can he do it? If I had to pick one of the two quarterbacks to win it through the air on Saturday, I'm going to pick Caleb Williams, not Drew Pine. You look at USC, they also have 33 sacks on the year, just like Notre Dame, 24 forced turnovers, 18 of those being interceptions. So while they're letting up tons and tons of yards and tons of points, they are creating turnovers, and that's the key. All USC has to do is get one or two key stops in a game, especially ones that are going back and forth. One or two key stops from their defense, whether it's just a quick 3 and out, whether it's a turnover, whatever it is, and their offense typically can make up for it. One or two key stops, and the offense can get them ahead to where the other team is playing from behind. It's just back and forth, back and forth. That's all you have to do. And that's all USC has to do on Saturday against Notre Dame, and that's exactly what I think they're going to do against Notre Dame on Saturday. We are going to pick USC, guys. The Trojans, like to me, are very similar to TCU. They keep defying the odds. They have a lot of close games. They don't always look great at times, but the bottom line is, the most important thing is they are getting the wins. And that's all that matters. That's how you keep your season alive. USC already has a spot clinched in the Pac-12 championship. They beat Notre Dame. They win in the Pac-12 title. Whoever it's against, they're in the college football playoff. Notre Dame is drastically improved from the team we saw about a month ago, a little bit longer than that as well. But I just don't see the Fighting Irish offensively being able to keep up with USC. I don't see this being a 48-45 game like it was last week between USC and UCLA. I don't think Notre Dame can put up the numbers like UCLA did. I do think it's close, ultimately. I do think it's close. But I do think USC, knowing what's on the line, having home field advantage, everything adding up here, I believe USC and Lincoln Riley are able to get the job done narrowly over the Fighting Irish to keep their playoff hopes alive for at least another week until they enter the Pac-12 championship against maybe Oregon, maybe Utah, maybe Washington, who knows. But a big Pac-12 championship that could send Lincoln Riley and the Trojans to the college football playoff for the first time ever and for the first time in year one under Lincoln Riley. Hard to believe. But guys, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below, of course, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the country over there. Make sure to go check them out. Sign up today, become a part of our GE Nation, and come make some money. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.